I'm back. That's better. I wanted to go ahead and continue to post, to talk, to share, because I think that time is of the essence. There is so much going on, and it's not going to stop. So I am just going to push through everything. I'm going to be sharing with you day to day what I have been doing to prepare, what I do to stay proactive, what I do to stay spiritually, mentally, and physically healthy. I was pretty much attacked on all three levels. And so I just needed to take a break. And, God was like, rest. It's like, chill. And I understood that was of importance. Even when you are doing the work of the Lord, you still need to rest. And by resting means when the Bible says that even God, rested to observe his creation on the seventh day, it said he did nothing. Rest, right? It's so funny that the spa's name is Rest and Relaxation. It wasn't biblical in that time when I was carving out the name. It was the intention of rest wasn't based on Genesis. But I love how God works all things together for the good, and he brings the pieces together even when we are not spiritually woke to see what he's doing. R&R. And I now can see and can feel and can understand why he wants me to do things the way he wants me to do, and why I went through all the things I went through and continue to, and all of that. All of it makes sense, but it takes so much time to come to the other side, to understand it, digest it, fight through it, and then live with it. Because the next step after fighting through and surviving, God, it takes everything, is breathing, taking 2 steps back, resting, because that's what I did. I had to rest after all of that transition and all of the fighting, and be still and know that he is God. And I bought this beautiful War Room bracelet at Crabtree Mall. There's a fantastic Christian store right before you get to the food court here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Shout out to the young lady who opened that. Don't know her personally, but I love her store. Please support her. I'm not doing too good because I should know her name right now, but the way my memory is set up lately, maybe it's because I'm not gonna, I rebuke 40 in the name of, no, just kidding. I don't know, things are different now as far as retaining information. But anyway, back to what I was saying. It's just really understanding, like, okay, after that, you need to pause, you need to rest, you need to live in that moment, absorb what is going on and what your purpose is before you put your foot on the gas and say, okay, boom, I'm ready to go, or go when the timing is not right. Continue to work on what you need to work on, continue to seek him, but you need the time to rest, because these battles are getting worse, harder and harder. And it may not even be directly what we're fighting personally in our lives, but it can just be all around us, literally all around us. All of the information that comes available to you about what's going on in the world is overwhelming in itself. It will cause anxiety and depression in itself, because the world lacks empathy right now, and lacks love, and lacks God, and lacks the God within them. And honestly, there has been a boatload of evil that has been injected like a syringe into the universe and world and whatever you called it. So informing yourself to know what's going on around you, just to be cognizant of the world you're living in, is overwhelming. And then you have to add your day-to-day and your personal life to that. Do you see how overwhelming that is? So, and how you are going to move and conduce yourself, at work or in public or whatever, with everything going on. And even if you don't want to talk about it, someone brings things up and you have to talk about it. So there's nothing that you can escape. We're suffering through things live, either personally in our families, with our loved ones, or as an observer of what the world looks like right now. And few topics, we had the police shootings, we had kids being kidnapped, being locked up in facilities that were not friendly for children. We have abortions tearing up the world, and where women are now looking at a topic and stretching that and causing division amongst women. We need to stand together, and we need to understand things a little more and stop dividing. If you don't understand why that division is happening, you have got to read. You have got to look at history. You have got to tap into your soul and understand division. Unity, division. Where do you want to stand? That's my question. Where do you want to stand? Simple. I'm not even putting a topic on it. Do you want to stand in unity, in harmony, or do you want to stand in division? Where it says it takes two to tango, right? Well, just bringing that into tango around this world and live the best life, injecting nothing but positivity and receiving that, and raising your children in that, that's what we should be here for. We should be here for uniting. And let's make sure that what we're passionate about, what we stand on, and the topics that we are talking about bring unity. Let's make sure that even when they don't align with our views, we are still able to come to the table and bring some kind of unity surrounding a topic. Even if that means you don't agree, but you respect that person, and you're able to say, we're going to agree to disagree, but not hate each other. It's like we're forgetting core principles and values about agreement and unity. So I am a very equal opportunity person. I am very much, I guess some people say Basquez, Libra, whatever. That's not. But I am a person that appreciates fairness, that likes to give fairness, that also, looks at things and I'm like, am I being fair? To myself, to my life, to others, that is such a heavy weight for me. Sometimes I may have made decisions that I did not take that in consideration. And then later I'm just like overwhelmed because I'm like, man, was I fair? So, that's just the way I operate. Everybody operates different. But anyway, about resting. So that's what I had to do. I had to take a pause. I had to. It was bad. It was really bad. And God was like, you know what, Ruby, you're good. you're not letting go, right? So take your time with it. And so I did back to go ahead and keep doing the work that God has called me to do. I am so happy that the vision of Bad and Save that God gave me back in 2019, 2020 launch was 3 years ago. And I can see the fruit of what the Lord was giving me then and what's happening today. And I see many celebrities, many influencers, seeking God, starting to learn more about spirituality and their creator, and starting to implement, but also be very vocal on social media, not be afraid to stand up and say, hey, I'm a Christian. I believe in God, and I believe that Jesus was on earth once, and he was like amazing, and his heart was like sent from heaven, and he was like really good to everybody, and like everything he spoke of was like legit, and yeah, and they killed him. So that is, he was the only perfect human sent by God to earth, and we killed him. I believe it. I mean, if you literally just look at this world right now, bringing that, I believe it. I don't have to live, centuries ago to believe that we had Jesus on planet Earth, the Son of who created us in flesh. His spirit was from heaven, and we killed him. We would have killed him today too. Yeah, we would have. Yeah. Because look at our world. Not much has changed. Actually, it says history repeats itself, right? So if you look back at the Bible and you look back at your history books, get ready. All of that's getting ready to come again. We are humans of habit. We are, a lot of us are set in our ways, and we've just been fighting the war of good and evil. And unfortunately, we think that we have overcome a lot of things, and we have. But the sad part is that there's a lot of undoing of what we have overcome, and now we have got to go back to the drawing table and back to the beginning, and we're just gonna fight all over again. Heavenly is needing me. Pause 1 second.